You're listening to Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast. Brought to you by Real Geese Decoys, the most technologically advanced silhouette decoy on the market. First Light, the best hunting gear on the planet. Go farther, stay longer. And Ducklander Calls, tradition, education, and quality. Built to hunt.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Union 0430 podcast. This is episode 238. And yes, he is back. Mr. Jordan Murdoch from Rig'em Right. He's back with us this week. We managed to get him in between flights, and we'll get into a little bit more of that as we go on. But first, before we kick off and we get too far going, I do have to thank our sponsors of First Light, Real Geese, and Ducklander Calls. Thank you for your sponsorship. And of course, the voice of the Union 0430 podcast, Captain Jeff Coates from Pit Boss Waterfowl out of Maryland, US of A. Jordan, thank you.
Going on?
Dude, I don't know. I'm not even half as busy as what you are. And you're reminding me when we're doing shows, and I can't keep it straight. I don't know how you're doing it, buddy. I really don't. Welcome back.
Thank you. One day at a time, I guess. I don't know. My memory's shot. I mean, that's gone out the window. So
yeah. Well, I think last week we were going to do a show, and then I had totally forgot about it. Like you had said, "Hey, you had messaged me and you were like, "Hey man, I'm in the waiting room. Are we doing this show?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I've totally forgot." And you were like, "Dude, if anybody understands, it's me." And I was like,
yeah.
Thank God. I said to Phil and the boys, I said, "Thank God it was Jordan, because he totally gets it." I'm glad.
Here, I thought I
Yeah,
totally messed up last week.
No, it was me.
I mean, thank goodness we're not in a industry that's selling medical equipment, because I would probably be fired pretty quick if it was urgent and timely matters. On the bright side, if you're selling decoys, nobody's going to die if they don't get them the next day.
Right.
So we have a little bit of leniency, but yeah, it's been chaos. It's just that time of the year. Everybody, all of us are wide open, full throttle right now.
Well, yeah. So, just looking at, just watching the social feeds right now, like everybody is just, they're just driving all over the country, hopping in planes, going from trade show to trade show. And then, like, is it Game Fair? Is that the one that's held over 2 weeks, like 2 different weekends?
Yeah. Yep. There's Game Fair right now, we just ended, couple days ago.
Yeah.
So we're done at Game Fair. Everything's packed up, and I'm home right now, but a lot of guys are on the road. They're driving to Wisconsin for the next one. That's the next like big one on the road tour, as you could call it, I guess.
That's Oshkosh, right?
Yeah. Yep. Waterfowler, Wisconsin Waterfowlers Association.
Okay. And you had thrown it out yesterday. What was it, or today? What was the stat you said? How many flights have you been on in the last?
20 in the last 5 weeks, since 4th of July, 20-ish or something like that. Yeah.
You know what? And these are the things, and I'm sure, Jordan, people bring it up to you and they say this to you when they get comfortable enough and they can be candid with you, and they'll say things like, "Man, it must be nice to work in the business, in the industry, and get all these free decoys and all this stuff."
I was griping about it the other day. Me and Luke from Lucky Duck, we were talking, and I was like, man, I was just tired. I was tired. I was beat. Just doing the road tour and being gone a lot. And I got home Monday, and honestly, I kind of sat down, and I get back and got to go right back into the office, right? Because you're stirring up a pot of stuff at the show, right?
Of course,
you're muddying the waters. You're talking to guys. You're talking to other industry folks, consumers, guides and outfitters. Promotional media brands. When you get back, you have to kind of navigate
Close
through the
those
weeds and
loops.
see,
Yeah.
what's important, what needs to get done right now and what doesn't. And I kind of sat there, I was like, man, it's so fun. It just sucks in the moment, for that, those 3 days you're up till midnight, you're up at, 6, 7 a.m. the next morning going to the show. It's those couple days are kind of brutal. But when you get back, you're like, man, I wouldn't want to do or work anywhere else. It's so
Right.
fun. It's rewarding. In the moment it sucks, but
Of
that's
course.
good things come out of that, right? Like if you
Well, I
remember
would think
back in,
too, it's with that many flights, it's not even so much the flights, it's all that time you've got to spend in airports.
Right.
When you're
Yeah.
getting there, getting,
Yeah.
parking and getting set up for your flights and that, right? That's especially
absolute
traveling
dead
around
time.
traveling around the states or within
Yeah.
Canada. It's like, it's just a lot of sitting around and waiting.
Listen,
Yeah,
when
it's
we
a lot of stress,
Yep.
just unneeded stress, waiting in line for this, navigating this. Oh, my gate got changed to this, or, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
when we were in the army, and we did a lot of bitching about army stuff and having to go here
Yeah.
and be doing this, and we used to piss moan about it, right? And then we'd always say, well, no matter what we'd be doing, we'd find something to complain about. And then, we'd do something, and then the helicopter pilot, like, he'd walk by and he'd be complaining about something, and we're like, see there, that guy literally does nothing but fly a helicopter, and he's fucking complaining.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You're going to find something to complain about regardless. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
you might as well find something that you're happy doing, and you just complain a little bit about the minor bullshit, and then you carry on.
Yeah. And it doesn't help either when the guys you're hanging out with, the guys you go out to the bar with and have dinner with, and they've all been on the road for 5 weeks too. So it's like they know what you're going through. So if you bring up something like, man, I'm tired, everybody's going to be like, yeah, I am too. They all understand. And it's
Of
like
course.
it's a group of guys that have the same feeling, the same animosity towards travel. And they're like, all I want to be doing is hunting. And instead I'm getting on this plane to go to another trade show. It's like, man.
But again,
First world problems.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it is. And like, think about it. Like, think about before you got working in that industry, Jordan, like when you would go around the shows, like, you love going to shows. Phil, you love going to shows.
it.
Craig, you love going to them. I love going to them. I love hanging out and chatting with people. So yeah, it's a bit of a piss moan to be away from home. But once you're in the moment, like, that's your element, right?
Oh yeah. It's where, you wouldn't be in this space if you didn't enjoy it or at least thrive in it. And
That's right.
when you're sitting around and, cause a lot of these Waterfowl brands, we don't got a lot going on from the months of March to June-ish, right? So we got a
Yeah.
few months to kind of, there's stuff going on. Don't get me wrong. There's forecasting, sales prep, working with the nationwide accounts, working with your independent retailers, your sales reps, you're building out your marketing calendar for the fall. There's plenty to do, but it's, you have a little bit more time and a little bit more, you can go out on the weekend if you want to. There's more free time. In the season, it's urgency is kind of what drives it. There's like the daily repetitive task of like, orders are coming in, just out the wazoo. You're trying to keep up with orders, everything's on the fly because we have until, January in most places, but like really the windows, till the end of the year, December 31st, and that's like, that's when you gotta, get everything done you can, because we have this short window of time to promote the brand, push the brand, talk about it. And if you can't do it from September to December, you've missed your window, and you got to wait till next year. So
can you talk us through like that whole planning session? Like, when you guys, because once September hits, if you're not prepared, it's too late then, right? Like you were just alluding to, like, it's too late. You can't sit down and try and come up with a plan in September. So, during those quiet months, to say February, March, April, May, those times when you guys are planning, and you've got to get, I'm going to assume and say, you want all product in all of the businesses, all the retailers. You want product like by July, you want them to have their product, right? July, August-ish.
Yeah, July and August is a big shipping window for a lot of the brands. That's when stuff is getting out to your local sporting goods stores that you can find near you. So that's a good time frame. And then there's a lot of events going on too in August. That's the what we're doing now. So there's events like Rogers Waterfowl Weekend. There's an event at Kittle's Outdoors next weekend in California. So there's a bunch of like calling contests, events, trade shows. They want the product there. They want the product available. And if it's not, like we were going through it, we didn't have our dog stands available, for a little bit there. They're new this year, so we didn't have them available. We had them at the show, like just showcasing it and marketing it, talking to people about it, telling them what the features and benefits are. But we probably could have sold 20 or 30 of them a weekend, easily. We didn't have them in stock. So that's a great example of, if you don't have it and you're out in front of people want to buy stuff now. If they see it, they like it, they're like, oh, cool, I'll take it. And then you're like, oh, we don't have them yet. That's an awkward conversation to have.
What do you this is my personal opinion. Craig, Phil, you guys chime in on this as well, but do you think now, so I know technology has led us to become a society where it's just online orders, right? We just order online and it gets shipped to the door. You don't have to go to the store and stuff. But do you think now that people are, this is why I think the shows are coming back and you're seeing, large numbers back at the shows, is because it's convenient to order from online, but people want to get out and touch it and feel it and see how it operates and everything before they do their purchase.
Yeah,
100%
multiple people. Yeah, I had multiple people at the shows mention to me like, oh, I like coming here because I get to touch, feel, and see the new products,
Right.
Or
so
at the very least,
that was always the. I'll go for it, boys.
Like if you're at the shows, like some of the shows, they may not be selling stuff, but at the very least, they have displays. So you may not be able to buy directly. At least, you get to put hands on products. You get to go, okay, like for newer guys that are into waterfowling, like what's the difference between like your regular plastic decoy and like the
fully flocked
like the softer rubber plastic decoys.
Okay. So like Heyday and stuff like that.
Like EVA style and whatnot. Like being able to like physically talk with someone as opposed to like email, like having that one-on-one in-person thing, like you can, and having someone, explain and describe like, like the actual product and what things do and this and that. And then it's like, oh yeah, you've been able to do a bit of ground research. And then, like aside from that, afterwards, you're buying online, but like it's being able to lay hands on products is what we want to be able to do first and foremost. Well, especially if, like you said, you've got to, even if you're just looking at it and now you're able to determine that you want to order it, because with shipping up here being as awful as it is, you don't want to order stuff, especially if you're ordering from the States or something, right? You don't want to go through that expense and just to get it in, and it turns out to not be what you want or what you need or not the quality you're expecting. And for years, that was always a big complaint. Like in Toronto, right? People would come and they'd leave with empty hands because there was just nothing to buy.
Right.
And that was always a big complaint. And I still stand by that. I think nowadays with social media, I think a big chunk of the shows isn't even just the product. They want to come and see the people that they see on Instagram and Facebook and that. They want to come and meet those personalities.
That's the only trouble with and I'm not throwing shade on the Toronto Sportsman Show by no means, but that's the only problem with the refuge within the Toronto Sportsman Show is that it's done in merch, right? And when I reach out to Jordan and I'm like, hey man, can you come up? Can you be part of it? And it's just, you can't do it because, well, I don't have anything. I have no product. Like we sold out of everything and the new stuff isn't here for another 3 or 4 months. So I want to come up there, but I can't.
Do you think if they change the dates on it to like a fall show or something like that, or like an early summer, like a June or early July or something, do you think they'd see better results?
Well, for for the waterfowling, yes, but the Toronto Sportsman Show was so massive, and it's mostly fishing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
And it's been that same timeline for like what, 75 years?
for 75 years. So
Yeah.
like the fish,
Yeah.
so like the Toronto Sportsman Show is an amazing show. Like you'll have 25,000 people come through the show over the weekend, but the majority of them are all fishermen, people, whatever.
Persons. Don't assume their identity. They could identify as a donkey.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So like the majority that's coming in, they're coming in, they're buying a new fishing rod, some new tackle, and then they're out the door. They don't even look at the hunting stuff, right? So I think on a smaller scale, not so much the Toronto Sportsman Show, but on a smaller scale, end of summer, like midsummer to end summer, I think that's the ticket for Canada for waterfowl, much like what's happening down in the States right now, right? So you had Delta, you had the Duck Expo, you got Game Fair, you got Oshkosh, Wisconsin going on, and Point Moulet is only another couple weeks away. That's up in Saginaw Bay area. You know what I mean? Like that's when you need to be doing your shows.
Yeah,
Obviously.
it's like, imagine trying to sell I mean, when you go into like a Home Depot or Lowe's, in December, there's not a sale going on lawnmowers because nobody's
right.
mowing their lawn, in the winter. Like they could care less about it. They'll basically take that shelf space and just condense it down to like a single Gondo run or a single run of a single aisle. And they want it. They're not having, I don't even know lawnmower brands, but they're not having, John Deere's on display out front during that time. They're putting them in the back of the warehouse.
Yeah.
It's just taking up shelf space. So similar concept of like most people are not buying blind bags, decoys, rigs in March because it's over,
Yeah.
I mean, our friends down in New Zealand they're gearing up for it, but a different part of the world. I mean, for North America, people don't care about that stuff. It's more important to book that family vacation, go to the beach, do that stuff. That's where the money's going.
Well, and the fact that, for the diehards, for the fellas that this is it for them, like this is, the duck season is it for them. Well, they've got they've got everything that they need for the most part. And then they're waiting for the new stuff to come out. They're not going to go buy last year's stuff. Well, I've got all that stuff. I know all that stuff. I want to see what's coming out for next year, because that's where I'm going to dump my money, right? It's going to be the new products. And I want you to, now, because I do know, and this is something I gotta check it out myself. But I'm going to bring it up and I'll share the screen, but just talk us through this new Swamp Bully, dog stand, because I'm telling you, it looks sexy as hell. So
it
just
is nice.
Talk us through it. It's available to order now, right?
Yeah. We just launched them 2 days ago, I think, on Sunday. So they're available at your local retailers. Check them out. Learn more information at rigandright.com. We used them this last season. We've been testing them for a while now, and I had mine out in the field. I was using it with my dog. I'm not a small guy by any means. I'm sure the camera might portray that differently, but when I'm 220 pounds, my dog, she's probably about 65-ish or so. I sat on it with her. I mean, I don't like carrying I try not to carry like a marsh stool with me. I'll carry some stools from time to time if we're out of the boat, but I'm a minimalist waterfowl hunter. The least amount of gear as possible is better. So I use it as a seat with her all season. So it's like we were sitting on it quite a bit. Mesh drain through on the top, reinforced seams, and double stitch Molly webbing straps for reinforcement on there. Shoulder carry strap, folds completely flat. All the nice features and benefits you want. Powder coated metal on there. Durable, tough. Same result you're going to get out of anything else. Rig 'em right. It's going to last a while. It's
right.
They're not cheap by any means. So good, tough, durable dog stand. We're excited to launch them, man. We've been testing them and using them, and We had a lot of interest shows at them. We've sent them out to some guides and outfitters to use this last season. They put them through the trenches and didn't have, I don't think a single one broke. We did have a buckle or that little on the shoulder strap there. One of those things broke. We fixed that issue. So that should be ready to rock and roll for marsh guys and timber guys this season. You know, put them to use and let us know what you want to see. You know, we're always trying to adapt. So if anybody's got any, hey, I used it in this situation, but it'd be really good if this would change. Great. Let us know. We'd love to hear the feedback on it as it gets out there in the market.
We're really seeing this, you know, I know the brands, the staples, right? So you got your decoys, and say for a brand like Rig 'em Right, where, you know, you made your name on rigging and the accessories, which was something most people all forgot about. And then Mr. Cagle made a, you know, through none other than hustle on his part, but you know, Matt went to these shows and was making all this stuff on his own and identified stuff. So, you know, you had the accessories, you built that up. Then you guys got into decoys over the last couple years, which you got a new decoy out this year that we want to talk about. And you guys have always done a dog vest. You've done a dog vest for years, but there's a friggin' huge market for dog supplies right now, because fellas are
massive.
Fellas are just like, I got to look after if I can make my dog last 1 hour longer and it's comfortable and it's warm and it's safe and the whole bit, then it's worth it, right? And now you're seeing, you know, a brand like Rig 'em Right evolve their dog platform, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
one thing I saw with that,
we plan. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because like we've been camping a bunch lately, and we're going again next week. And when I saw that come up the other day, I was like, that's be perfect for around the campsite, because we're just in provincial park, so it's always just sandy and everything. Yeah. And when we're sitting around, the puppy's just sitting in the dirt, and then even we'd bring a small kennel to put into the tent or whatever. Yeah. And but yeah, otherwise it's like even just getting to and from the kennel, he's just tracking dirt everywhere, and then he's just muddy and stuff, right? So I was thinking something like that's perfect for just around the yard or campsite or something too.
Well, I think, like for you, Craig, and this is sort of kind of where I'm leaning with this kind of dog stand, is that if you can turn that into a everyday, so like even when you're camping or even when you guys are home, or if it's out in your garage or something, this is the place that the dog goes. And then when it comes time to go hunting, well, the dog, there's no training. The dog already knows, like, oh, this is a safe space for me. I can go here and I can chill out and wait, right?
That's what I do with my my dog blinds. Whenever if I'm exposing a dog to and I'm not a dog trainer, so don't listen to me, but I've seen this work. But don't. So what I do with the dog blind is I pop it up in the living room while you're watching TV on a Friday night or watching football on a Sunday or something. Make that dog sit in that dog blind and just get it comfortable to you. Just the mood is mellow. You're just hanging out. There's nothing going on.
That's right.
Just tell them kennel, place, whatever terminology you use with them. I did that with my dog, and you know, of course it took a little bit, but you know, after I get her in there, and man, she just goes in at any time now. It's great. Tell her kennel, and she'll go wherever that blind's at. She'll find it and get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just getting them used to it. Philly, when you're hunting like your little areas like that pond and stuff like that, are you like, what are you doing for the dogs in that? Like, do you have a layout blind, not a layout blind, but like one of those dog blinds, or is the dog just out in the open, just sitting next to you?
So the new pond that I'm on, I haven't run a dog on yet, but my old previous pond, like I couldn't tell you. Well, Thor probably spent the vast majority of his water time of his life in that little pond. Right. But for that little pond that I initially did a lot of shoots on, you guys have seen piles of photos from that place. I would run like an actual dog blind, and he would be, I don't know, 10 feet over from me, just enough out of my way. Like I like a little bit of space, but I would jam his little doggy blind under like a little willow tree or a sapling or stick it in some dinky weeds. And he had a perfect view of the entire pond from where he sat, but that was his dedicated spot. You'd go into the blind, you know where you need to be. There's no issues of like, because I would literally, this particular pond that I would hunt, Jordan, I would literally sit on the ground under a willow tree. And like my toes are probably 5-6 feet from the pond because the birds were pretty limited as to how they could get into this pond to hunt. And because of where I sat under this willow tree, I had piles of overhead cover. Those birds were 10 feet above the surface of the water before they could see anything, and they were dying.
Yeah. That natural cover, just, it's tough to beat that. I mean, anytime I can use natural cover, like a tree or something it's lethal.
And the best part is I can look up through, like, especially later in the season, once like the leaves and stuff would drop, I would pie face all day long. Wouldn't care. Because you look up through the branches, there's more than enough sticks between you and the birds that they're not going to see, the big pie face staring at them. But like there's times where the birds would come in either straight at us or kind of in from like my kind of angling from my left. And at that point I would just kind of tuck the brim and that's it. Yeah. But like this pond was kind of also down like a little bit of a depression. So it didn't take much to dip your head down, just enough to cover your face. And again, those birds are 6-8 feet off the surface of the water when you start giving them the good news. And I love that spot. But I highly doubt there's water in it this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're so dry around here. Just watching cornfields just burn up every day.
No, we had a pile of forest fires on the go right now too.
And it's like driving back and forth to work. The other day I was going by this cornfield and you see it's like one dead patch in the middle, and every day you go by, like that's just spreading. Everything's just so dry. We're getting a good solid rain today, but I think it's too late.
What did I miss?
We're talking about cornfields. It's dry.
Yeah.
Are you guys still going, or can we move on?
No, you're good.
Go for it.
Okay, so we talked dog stand, so that's a cool new product which I got to get my hands on. And now, Jordan, I want to talk about. I'm out of breath. Shit, I'm out of shape. I want to talk about the decoys, because you came out with new this year, and was it widgeon that was new this year?
Yeah, so widgeon, blue-winged teal, and then we got a combo pack that we rolled out. It's basically taking the mallards and our best selling on the decoy line, the blackouts, and combining them together. I'm really excited about the widgeon though. It's, man, I'll have to send you some and get your hands on them, but once you feel how light they are, I mean, it's incredible.
Really,
just the weight of the decoy, the feel of it. I think they look really good too. Lifelike, great paint adhesion on those. You can be able to use them for seasons to come. They're not going to chip and flake and break out on you. So
the texturing
I'm really
looks
pumped
amazing.
For them. Yeah. We used them this year, and man, we killed a pile of widgeon over them. So they work.
Like stunningly good looking too.
They are. Like the texturing on them. Like I gotta admit, I knew that you came out with widgeon, but I never really like took the time to look at them. I knew that they were coming out, but dude,
the texture and the color looks like it should be sitting on your mantle or something.
Yeah,
that screams hand carved all day long.
Yeah,
that screams what?
Hand carved, hand painted.
Oh yeah, no, buddy. They look awesome. And Jordan, I want to can we? I know. So now that you've come out with this mallard and the blackout combo, so obviously the blackouts worked, right? Because I remember when we were in Baton Rouge, and I was there at your booth, and people were like, "Well, why would I pay for that? I could just spray paint." Well, yeah, you can just spray paint them yourself.
Absolutely.
But there's some people that's not going to spray paint them, so.
You could also build your own panel blind if you got a welder and you know how to weld and stuff.
Fair, good point.
No, I've told multiple people, like, if you want to spray paint your decoy, absolutely go for it. Like, if you're hesitant on it, if you're like, I don't know, man, like, really, will this really work? Well, hey, don't take my word for it. A can of spray paint is sub $10. Go get a can, take an old crappy paired or set of decoys you got from grandpa or whatever, rattle can those suckers down, try them out yourself. And whenever you get sick of spray painting them or sick of finding old decoys around, that we got some available for you. Go for it. I mean, it's, we're not a company that's, we don't do, I don't really believe, I mean, I'm the marketing manager. I don't really believe in any of that, like, I don't know how to describe it without too salesy. You know what I mean? Like, this is the best thing you'll ever. It's like, give it a whirl. See how you feel on it.
I get the feeling from Rig'em Right, like, you're not going to put a product out for the sake of putting a product out, just to have another SKU on someone's shelf, right? Like, you're putting out something that you've tried, you've used it, it works. Are you going to kill birds every single day? There's nothing invented that's going to guarantee that. But like, it cracks me up sometimes. Like, fellas just got to throw shade, right? Like, it's just, they got to have something to, well, I could spray paint them. Yeah, you can spray paint them. I like your comment. Well, you can build your own panel blind too, but
well, you look at some of the other decoys in the industry. Like, let's take silhouettes, for example. Number of companies that make, like, your black and whites, and like, whoa, geese have color. There's brown and shades of brown and tan. Yep, 100% there is. But go drive by a cornfield, cut wheat field, cut bean field, whatever you want, any sort of cut field. Go look at a flock of like 200, 300, 800 geese in a field at that distance, at like 300, 400, 500 yards. You see any brown? Nope. Big black blob. Go look at a big freaking raft of divers out in the middle of like a big body of water at 300, 400, 500 yards. See any color?
Even look at puddle ducks, buddy. You look at first light, like your first 15, 20 minutes. Maybe that might be a bit of a stretch. Maybe your first 10 minutes of shooting time. That's all that looks like, is a black blob on the water. Like, I don't care who you are.
How many times
those birds are still landing?
Yeah, that first bird that comes in, you shoot, and you're like, greenhead, sweet. You get out there, it's a hen. You're like, ah, crap. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
all the time, of course.
Yeah,
like these things attract eyes from a distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
People are like, well, you can't kill birds over a black decoy, just a plain decoy. Like obviously there's a decoy company that I represent, and we hand paint all our decoys, and they're all OG style decoys. We don't paint eyes on them. And there's no people, oh, your decoy doesn't have eyes. Cool. If the bird realizes that decoy don't have an eye,
it's
probably should start shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
No, good point.
But what did they do 50, 60 years ago? Like crab boys and pop bottles and Jadex jugs.
Yeah.
Fuck, the decoy didn't even have a head, let alone eyeballs.
Yep.
Kill birds.
I seen a video the other day. I don't know where it was. I'm going to say it was like Arkansas, or actually, I don't even know where it was. But it was down south anyways. And they had an old fella on, and they were talking to him about hunting geese. And he talked about, for, I think he said 4 seasons straight, they were taking newspaper and just shoving them on the cut corn stalks. Just newspaper. Because they just
a movement.
They just needed movement. That's all the geese needed. And he said, now they got educated to that.
Yeah.
They got educated to the newspaper. He said, and then they switched and they did something else. But he said every couple years, he said, it changes. They get educated. They, they're an animal. They screwing and eating. That's the only thing that they live for, right? So they make sure that they can continue to screw and eat. So therefore, that they learn.
Guys are taking car tires and cutting them in half and putting them down.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you go to Okamic Marsh, like the DU headquarters here in Canada, in Manitoba, they have like a small decoy museum in there, and they've got some half tires with heads on them.
Or there was
Wow.
guys doing origami with cattails.
Yeah. Well, the natives were using, grasses and making friggin' goose decoys out of like twigs and stuff too. So that was pretty crazy. Jordan, so we're all over the place as normal. So
camp
we've
right there
got the
for that.
dog stand. We've got the new decoys. Is there anything else new out with Rig'em right this year that's coming out for this fall?
Yeah, we got flip top lids and a snow cover for our panel blind. We have, yep. They're not available yet. Where they should be soon here. We're waiting on those.
Okay.
4-slot motion decoy bag, as well for your spinners, agitators, water motion, whatever you got there. We got a bunch of bottomland and original shadowgrass stuff coming as well too. So for the old school dudes it's original shadowgrass. There's a big push for it right now. So Mossy Oak is pumping some marketing dollars behind that. So we're riding that train out to see how that does. But we've seen some initial good sell through on it. So it's accessories like blind bags, gun cases, dog vest, gun slings, decoy bags. Yep.
Okay. So. As Drew Smith from Kennard's Waterfowl would say, Christ wore bottomland. So, and I know Philly is over there salivating at the idea of more bottomland, which is, but it's just as shadowgrass is amazing as well. But I don't know, man. Bottomland just looks so slick.
Everything's better in bottomland.
Everything. I do, man. I love bottomland. I do. I'm not so bad as what Phil and the boys are, but I do like bottomland. I must say.
I want to say hunters aren't any less nostalgic than anybody else, right? So it's like some of those patterns he grew up with. It just has a special spot, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a cultural movement. Like we were at NWTF this last the NWTF Expo down in Nashville. We were there in February. It was amazing how many people were in bottom. I mean, I'm talking like women, kids, men, old guys, young guys. Everybody was in bottomland. It was crazy. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't have anything bottomland on me, and I felt out of place walking around there. Everywhere we went, to dinner, to the expo, it was nuts.
Well, if you think, and I've brought this up to a few people, and I haven't done a lot of shows down the States. Really, I think it's only been the one in Baton Rouge. And when we were down there, like that's Mossy Oak country down there, right?
Yeah. They have a grip on it.
Yeah, so like all the other camo patterns out there, and every one of them are great, and I truly believe it, because everyone's put the time and money into testing it and trialing it and stuff like that. But when we were in Baton Rouge, buddy, like it was Mossy Oak territory down there. Like everybody was in everything Mossy Oak, and I remember like Rusty Creasy and those guys. Like that's just their jam, right? Like they love that stuff down there, and it's huge.
Yeah, it's so regional. Like I grew up in California, so like and I live in Idaho, so I'm in the western states. Been here all my life. Spend a lot of time out this way. Over here we see stuff like Sitka, First Flight, Kuyu, Cryptek. Those are the camo patterns we see. Mossy Oak doesn't really speak volumes out west, and
That's right.
But then you go to the south and you're like, you don't have anything. I don't have anything Mossy Oak, like shirts. You know what I mean? So like I get down there for the first time, I'm like, I think I need to get some Mossy Oak stuff. So sure enough, I go over to the booth. I'm like, I'll take 2 of these and 1 of these. I got to fit in, otherwise I'm the weirdo on campus.
That's right.
Yeah, nobody will shake your hand.
Ew, look at what he's wearing. That's right. And you're like, oh man, I'm 40 years old and it feels like back in high school again.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome, buddy. Like, so that it's interesting where you're saying, you know, it's a cultural thing when it comes to the camo, for an example, right? Like look at this Rig'em Right hat, like this camo pattern 2 years ago. Like this was it. Everybody wanted this. Everybody wanted the old school camo. Everybody wanted the Frogman stuff, the stuff from the 70s and the 80s. People were jumping all over because it's different. And people, you know, they have the brands that they love and they support and stuff like that, but there's a time when people just want to be different too, right? And this is why now you'll see, you know, Mossy Oak is, I don't think it's ever been unpopular, but now they're just, okay, well, you know, there's a desire for it. Let's pump some more money into marketing. Let's pump out some more products and ride the wave, like you said.
Oh, I got a buddy over here. He bought a new Matthews bow recently, and getting it all set up and whatnot. And he gets it in Bottomland, and we're in Idaho. You know what I mean? Nowhere near Bottomland country. And I'm like, why did you? He goes, oh, I see. He's older, not older gentleman, but I mean, he's early 50s probably. He's like, no, it's all the young kids wear it. It's pretty cool. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He's like, I love it. You know, he could care less. He's like, it's a bow. It doesn't have to be camouflage. You know what I mean? Like
That's right.
it could be whatever, but he's like, it's a cool camo. I like it. I'm like, all right, sure, dude, go for it.
Well, you know, and this is this is my thought process anyways. Like, I don't know the right way to say this without coming across as a bit of a douchebag or whatever, but if your camo if your choice in camo is what's stopping you from having a successful hunt, then you're doing something wrong. Because you can, like, look at all the old pictures. Like the one I seen today was one of Dale Earnhardt, and he's sitting up in a tree stand with like a friggin' Carhartt jacket on, and he's just, you know, getting his deer, and he's not wearing full on Sitka or First Light or Mossy Oak or whatever it is, right? So I get you want to wear camo and you're hunting and you need camo and stuff, but it's not going to decide on if you're going to be successful or not.
I couldn't tell you how many times I've gone out and hunted in solids. Like, people would be losing their minds.
Picking,
go for it, Jordan.
Picking an article of clothing that is comfortable, fits well, keeps you dry, keeps you warm. That's way more important than, you know, this or that. Can't, especially when it comes to water. You're in a blind 90% of the time. You know,
that's right.
Pick something that's good quality, going to last forever. Because when you spend $350 on a jacket, you want it to last more than a couple seats. That's the key. You know, picking something that's going to last a while. Don't shop for fashion or for this. It's about the comfortability, you know, and the durability of it.
Well,
and something that's going to keep you sitting still, right? Like you said, dry, warm, so you're not moving around and scaring stuff off.
But see,
you can't kill them from the couch.
That's right. But I'm the type of fella that, so let's talk a jacket for instance. So if you buy a high-end waterfowl jacket, there is no weather that me as Damian Pittman going out with my family that jacket won't stand up to the weather elements, right? Because it's a waterfowl jacket. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, listen, if I'm paying $600 for a jacket, I want to be able to wear it every day that I can. Yeah. So now I'm at the point now, Phil, where I'm starting to looking at solids and not even looking at it at camo anymore, because if I'm spending $600 on a jacket, I want to get, you know, 2 months out of it, 3 months out of 4 months out of it, as opposed to every other weekend or every other day I'm in the duck line, right?
Like I've got my Filson tin cloth field jacket, and I wore it hunting.
Yeah.
And like, we're talking Filson, like it's near bulletproof. But it's all salts. Like, mind you, I do have the wading jacket, which of course is in Bottomland. But yeah, like I've gone out and worn like your traditional, like that tan Filson color.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got the tin cloth pants. I wear those field hunting. I've got the tin cloth field jack, again, same color, that wax canvas tan color. And I've sat out under a tree wearing that jacket, smash greenheads in the face.
Yeah.
Just don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not rocket appliance.
So Jordan, talk us through now. So you're heading up to Wisconsin. So you got to head up there. What, Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday I'll get in midday into Appleton and drive down to Oshkosh. We'll do that show. That's a Friday, Saturday show this year. I believe it's the first year they're doing a 2-day show.
Okay.
So it starts at noon at the Sunny something Expo Center in Oshkosh. Sunny View Expo Center in Oshkosh. Noon to 6 on Friday, and then like 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 on Saturday or something like that. All day Saturday. So yeah, and then after that, as far as trade shows go, should be it for the year. There's some events here and there, some retail events I'm going to go to, some hunting events, industry events, but as far as trade shows, traditional consumer trade shows go, those are all done for the year.
Okay. And so this one's just started, so you haven't been up to this one yet.
Yeah, this will be our first one, actually, first time going. We've been approached about it for the last 3 years on it, wanting us to come out, and yep. Exactly. 8 to 4. Okay, never mind. Way off.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, we'll be there. It'll be fun. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that is, the one in that's the Wisconsin one, which has always been a great show, and it's been around for years and years and years. But then you have taken part of Game Fair, the Delta show, which was in Oklahoma City this year, and then down in Memphis was the DU Expo, right? I tried so hard I almost made it down to Memphis. I almost did it, but
it's a good one. It's definitely, if you can try to get down next year, it's definitely worth it. It was a great one. Delta was awesome. Then we rolled into DU in Memphis. Delta's changing next year. They'll be in I think it's Des Moines, Iowa. This is what they announced. So
I did get the message. I think you're right. I think it is in Iowa. Sorry, buddy, I cut you off.
No, you're okay. Yeah. Des Moines next year, and then Memphis, and then Game Fair 2 weekends, and then Oshkosh. So we'll do the same circuit next year on it. Yeah. So,
well, and I think that it's great to do the shows, but companies have got to. I know everybody gets it, right? Well, it's show season. This is our busy time. We got to get the products out. But I also think that brands are trying to look after their staff a little bit too, and not put too much on their plate, because we've seen it. Like, we have seen a lot of people burn out in this industry, right? Like, it's just, it is a grind. Like, the hunting season is a grind, but then if you're working within the industry, like, man, it's not an easy job. It's a great job, but it's not an easy job. And I think now you're seeing brands, there's, instead of just putting fellas on the road for months at a time, they're being very strategic now in which events they're attending, right?
Yeah, there's there is some brands out there. There's quite a few of them that they just use ambassadors. They're in office guys. They're not going to the shows. Right. Like, they're sales managers and marketing guys and associates. They're not going. They're just sending local ambassadors. And that's totally fine. It's great. We're a bigger brand in the space. We're not the biggest, not even close. Yep. We're not small, but we're a bigger brand. And I like, me and Matthew like to be there, especially the important events, because there's guys that you don't get. I mean, that some of the people, it's all only time you see them all year round, So if you want FaceTime with them and you want to be able to talk to them about a collaboration, a marketing campaign together, something fun, doing a hunt, you got to be there in person. Because if you're not, you're going to get forgotten about. We see it happen all the time. There's a brand that, they just send ambassadors, and you go up to them and you're like, where's so-and-so? Oh, they're not here. And it's nothing to take from those ambassadors. It's not saying anything about, they're great guys. They're great helpers. It's what you kind of want to talk to the guy in charge. You kind of want to talk to the man. It's just how it is.
If you're talking about future ideas and collaborations and stuff like that, and like you said, not taking anything away from the ambassador, but the ambassadors can't make a decision, or they can't say yes or no. Right? They just got to patch off to the boss.
Yeah, they can put you in touch with them, and you guys can talk more. But you gotta talk to the guy who's going to cut the check. It's the guy with the money that is making the decision at the end of the day. So
absolutely. Craig and Phil, I know if you guys got anything, as always, jump in and take the mic away from me, because I'll just keep going, as you know.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
No, one big thing was I was really interested when I saw the dog stand there.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really helpful for me, like you said, and I'm going to be able to make use of that. And when you brought up like using it as a seat for yourself, because the couple spots I hunt, I keep meaning to get like one of those marsh stools. And it's like, well, now if I'm going to need something like that, I'm like, well, I'm not going to get the marsh stool. I'm going to have to carry that as well. So that's interesting, especially for you to kind of put out there like the size of your dog, the size of yourself. And it's like, it makes it that much more useful to people too.
We'll figure something out on an order from Rig'em Rate, and I'll just get it sent to the New York address, and then I'll just pick it up, because once it crosses into Canada, that's when it just balloons, right? For us. So
it's bad. Yeah,
it is. So I'll order it, get it sent to my US box, go across, and then like I don't mind paying the duty, because the duty is not, it's the duty isn't the big deal. It's the shipping that's the big deal.
Yeah.
That's where they hammer us in Canada. The duty and that stuff, that's not so bad. That's just part of doing business, and everybody accepts it. It's the shipping once it crosses the border that it just gets ridiculous. So we'll put together an order and have it done before.
The other good thing about these dog stands, and I've done this in previous, where like, you're hunting a spot, and like we'll use my newer pond, for example, because this is what I've had to do, where like, depending on where you get set up, like you've got no place to like, say, keep your blind bag or like put your ducks and stuff. Like you're out in cattails. And like you don't really want to be sitting there wearing your blind bag on your back, trying to shoot and stuff. So I've legit used my dog stand to put my blind bag on, put my ducks on. Yeah, I can kind of like, there's obviously weight restrictions and stuff with these, but like, you're not standing on it, but like you can kind of rest against it, because the spot I hunt, like there's no trees, like nothing, right? So the versatility of these dog stands goes beyond just a guy running a dog. Because there's going to be spots where you hunt where it's like, you know what, like I can use this as like a little bench, like a little table, because there's no tree. I can't hang my bag up. I can't do this. And it's got a shoulder strap, so you can easily carry it in. Like it goes well beyond the abilities of just a dog stand. And people need to think outside the box in regards to that.
That just made me think I could use it as a table for my coffee once last year. So I went up to this flooded spot, and it's like I didn't need to take a lot of stuff. I had a good backpack on. Like still had, like it was dark, so I had my gun over my shoulder and the sling. And so I've got a free hand, so I'm like, I'll take my coffee out there. Not thinking it's like the backpack I've got has like the tree strap. I'm like, well, shit. Now what do I do with this coffee cup? I'm trying to hold this coffee cup, reach around the tree, finally get the bag set up there. I'm like, well, shit, now what do I do with this coffee cup when I got to get my gun out? So I'm like trying to like put it on top of the bag that's attached to the tree. I get that. I go move around. I just hear blunk. I look. It's like, fuck. Well, there's my coffee cup just floating away from me.
But that's what's going to end up happening now is after this show, all these fellas will be like, oh, yeah, I can totally use it for this. And you'll see fellas coming out with their French press and making coffee on the thing. And they'll have the Coleman stove out, the Blackstone, cooking breakfast up out in the murk.
Yeah. They'll be rocking the Blackstone.
Yeah, the dog's sitting in waist deep water and just gyrating as you're making breakfast for your blind buddies or something like that. Which, hey, go for it. It's all good. Maybe you got to buy 2 of these things, one for your table and one for your dog.
Yeah.
That'd be even better. But I don't know.
Craig, you just said probably one of the most. It brought me back to the exact place of like in the blind when there's nothing more nostalgic than 20 minutes before the shooting light, pouring that cup of coffee into a thermos. And I just had a flashback when you said that. I was like, man, I cannot wait for that day this season when we get to do that again. There's something special about it. I don't know why, but it just
I was so
flooded
disappointed
back
because
memories of.
I had it in my Yeti and I dropped it. And it's like I pick it up, still all sealed and everything, but I'm looking at it and it's like water all over the mouthpiece. I'm like, there's beavers swimming around in here. I'm like, I really want this coffee, but I couldn't do it.
But that point, Jordan, that you're bringing up, and Craig, you the night before the hunt, right? You're okay. What time is sunrise? Okay, sunrise is this time, so legal time is this time. It's going to take us this long to get there. Then we got to grass in the blinds. Then we got to set decoys. We got all this stuff. So you're walking back your time, and I know personally, I add 10 to 15 minutes for me to just sit in the blind and with nothing to do. Like I've got enough time that I got nothing to do other than, okay, last quick check. Okay, I got my guns out of the sleeve now. I got my ammo box opened up. That's all ready. Now I can have a coffee. Yeah. Now I can pour a coffee and just sit back and which is, we've all talked about watching the world wake up. Buddy, a nice cup of Joe and watch and listen to those sounds. Buddy, I never thought about it, but thanks for that, Jordan, because now I'm thinking about it.
I don't know if there's anything out there that beats it. That like where you can hear the wings and you can see glimpses of them, kind of. If it's sunny out or if it's not, if it's clear, you can hear what's going on, but you can't really see. I can smell the coffee, I can taste it, I can hear the sound. It's like one of those things for me that brings back a lot of memories, like all the way back to even the first hunt. Now I remember that too. It is funny. That is cool.
It is, and now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about what's my setup for the problem is my first 6 weeks of the season I'm going to be out west, and I definitely don't have time to be pouring coffee, making coffee out there. But I got to rethink my setup for when I get back to Ontario, because I'm going to want to have my coffee and stuff like that. So anyways, getting off the rails. Jordan, buddy, before we get, done, and true to form for this show, we never really stuck on a topic per se. And I really did want to give you all the time possible for you to talk rig 'em right and the things that you guys got going on and things coming up and stuff. So I did want to give you this last opportunity for anything rig 'em right or anything that you want to bring up that you want the listeners to know about, to give you that time right now to go for it, buddy.
No, I appreciate that. I like coming on here and just BS with you guys for an hour, just catching up. It's nice to just sit down and shut the phone off, talk to you guys, hear what's going on for season. I mean, now I'm going to be thinking about coffee the rest of the evening here, so that'll be wonderful for me. I'll be probably making a cup right after this, and sitting in my garage, turning the lights off and trying to maybe mimic an opening morning hunt with the dogs whining, and I don't know, maybe take some paper and rattle around like wing beats. So I know what I'm doing this evening. But no, as far as rig 'em right stuff goes, I mean, we got new stuff coming this fall, new camo patterns, new decoys, the widgeon and the blue wing teal and the combo pack, dog stand. We got some new stuff coming next year too. So keep an eye on rigemright.com and see what's coming out. But we're excited about it. If you see us out in the field this year, see us on the road, say hi. We'd love to talk to you guys, talk hunting, and just get to know our customer better and know who the people are using our products. So appreciate the time and having you guys hang out with me today.
No, buddy, I You know me. I'm a big fan of Rig'em Right, and same with the boys. We're huge fans. We use your stuff every hunt and the whole bit. For me, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I forget that when you get people from brands come on the show, that they do the brand talk so much that sometimes I just want to just shoot the shit and just
Yeah.
BS and yeah, I can talk about the products for a little bit, but listen, let's have a real life conversation, and it doesn't have to be a sales pitch. And I know you too, Jordan. I know you're not a sales pitchy type. You're not trying to force stuff down people's throats all the time. So I get it. And sometimes I just get a little carried away with talking and don't give a person time to, but you're a bit different. I'll give you that. Let's do a quick around the table, and then we'll give you the final last word, Jordan, and then we'll end her for the season. Philly, to you first, my man.
Again, Jordan, always a pleasure to have you guys on. Again, as anyone knows, Rig'em Right is no stranger to the waterfowl game. You guys have been around a long time, have made amazing products, continue to push and innovate and so forth, coming in with new stuff. And again, wish you guys nothing but all the best in the future, and just can't wait to see what else is coming down the pipe this season and next year.
There you go.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil.
Right.
I'm nothing else to really add. I'm looking forward now. Just kind of getting out to the garage and shed and like to start getting to that part of the season where you're starting to kind of pull things out, put things away, and just start getting the equipment in your hands again, right? And just getting that excitement. But it was good talking to you, Jordan. Looking forward to
absolutely
getting stuff out again this year and trying some new stuff.
Have you seen
Thanks,
the videos, boys?
We'll get you a dog stand. Don't worry.
Have you seen the video, boys, of the fella with all of his geese out in the front yard? Like he's after taking them out of the garage and he's sprayed them all off. And he's got the notebook and you can't see the geese, but he's like, okay, fellas.
Talking to him like a team.
Yeah.
The big pep talk.
Yeah. It's such a great video. I laughed so hard at it. It was, I don't know, man. Some people just have a great imagination when it comes up to stuff like that. Jordan, last words to you, my man.
Well, thanks for having me on. Thanks for giving me a platform to speak about the brand and hang out with you guys. But outside of that, I mean, I'm looking forward to this season and hopefully catch you guys on the road somewhere soon here. And then let me know if you guys make it down to the States at all or come out west at all and try to link up for a hunt and get together. It'd be fun to have you guys out and show you my part of the world a little bit. So
yeah, 100%, but I'd love to be able to do that. Jordan, buddy, thanks again for coming on and having patience and reminding me when we actually have to do a show as opposed to me reminding you, which seems backwards, but that's the relationship we have. Thanks, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 238 of the Union 0430 podcast. We are not experts, nor will we ever pretend to be. Just a bunch of friends that love talking duck hunting and are lucky enough to have some great friends join us. Big love. Surround yourself with good people. Until next time.